everybody. Welcome back to Candid Football Conversations. Anava, we're here meeting on a Sunday afternoon after a special victory for East Bengal. They beat Mohun Bagan 1-0 in the Durand Cup fixture. Is it a shock victory? Firstly, let's start with that. Is it a surprising victory for you, considering that Mohun Bagan did go with a good enough squad to get a result in the game?
Yes, and a big yes. It is a shock result. It is a surprise result because Mohun Bagan Supergiant were the super favorites to win this game. And looking at the lineup, except Jason Cummings, I think everything else was on the field potentially. That was the biggest surprise to me, that Juan actually went in with his potentially nearly strongest side. I would have expected from Quadrat, because he was under a little bit of pressure after the draw against Bangladesh Army, that comeback draw from the army side from a neighboring country. But I also felt in the last few days that Juan Fernando was not really in this game. His mind was already on the AFC Cup in the coming days. So, and you don't win a derby with not a full effort. So therefore, these kind of factors were there, and I'd say from that perspective, certainly a big shocker on one side, but on the other side, yeah, this is what football is about. I said that on Wednesday in our preview in the live, and I said it on Shayan's channel as well on a Tuesday in Bengali. Football starts at 0-0, and it's a 50-50 game. The track record was bad, 8 wins in a row for Mohun Bagan, but this is the charm of football, why we love this game so much. A team might be as strong as Mohun Bagan, and another team might be as weak as we think as East Bengal, but on the field you have to play 90 plus minutes of football, and then you get a result, and this was a surprise result, but yeah, that's what football is all about.
I don't know morally how much of a victory is this, because East Bengal realistically should not have drawn a game that they were comfortably going through. They were cruising in their opening clash against the Bangladesh Army, but weird things happen in football, like you said, and it was a 2-all draw in the end. And how much of a moral boost is this for them now?
It's a massive boost. I think East Bengal were going into this match not very clear where they stand. I think they were morally down after that Bangladesh draw, especially Khabra with the mistake, which makes it difficult, because Khabra has to be sort of the fighter, the warrior, the mental leader of this team. I think that's very, very important, where Harmanjot has to sort of show what he's made of and what his sort of been, last season at the Blasters, or before that at BFC. That's even at East Bengal before that. So therefore, that was important, especially for him to take that. I think Quadrat did a brilliant job in mentally preparing his side. They were mentally in it from the first second. And this is, I think, also something very, very important. And a difference is, of course, also the quality of foreigners available to East Bengal, especially in the attacking unit, that they have. And again, Clayton Silver has not even played, just arrived yesterday. So therefore, these are things, factors which morally, yes, might be more important than it might be actually as a result on a football pitch going into this whole season of 23-24.
Yeah. Arnava, on a lighter note, well, with derby wins comes bragging rights. And I don't think any fan on the right side of a derby result will keep quiet. So, have you spoken to any East Bengal fans, and are they flying? Are they over the moon at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Shayan, who of course is a regular guest on our shows as well. Shayan was over the moon. Shayan was at the stadium. Shayan was very worried. Shayan was actually rather thinking that East Bengal will get a drubbing, but after that, totally elated. But I also, not only him but the others. I always say, enjoy the moment, enjoy the day. But people who work in football know the next day you're already thinking about the next match. And that will be with Quadrat and the boys as well. They will have enjoyed last night, and they thoroughly deserve that. But the next assignment is Punjab FC. And the next assignment is always the toughest assignment, because if you don't win against Punjab FC, this whole game, this whole result will have had no value. So therefore, that is what the coach will be preparing this team for. And yeah, and again, I think a very important point to say is that this was not a fluke win. East Bengal deservingly won this match. And I think that is a very, very important thing, and a good field vibe, good field factor for the head coach and his team, and also the fans, that there is a new belief that, yes, we can do something. And all these things are very, very important in football. Sometimes an emotion can carry you through a season. So who knows? I mean, for me, um, so far, looking at what squad East Bengal has put together and the track record of the last 3 years, um, they looked a weaker side. But who knows? If, I mean, in the parallel game, FC Goa were held 2-2 by Northeast United in an exciting game, right? So also in that one, Northeast United, I mean, FC Goa blew away Shillong Lajong. Northeast also won 4-0 against Shillong Lajong. But FC Goa is one of the 3, 4, 5 top teams in the league potentially. So therefore, we're looking forward to an exciting ISL season.
That's true. Arnav, what a goal. Just want to touch upon that as well because Nand Kumar, new signing, fans probably will take nicely to him now. Comes onto his left and beautiful goal, wasn't it? What do you make of the goal, Arnav?
Well, Nanda Kumar is flying, right? I mean, he was brilliant for Odisha FC towards the end of the ISL and in the Super Cup. He got a call up into the national team. He's now joined East Bengal. A lot of expectations. I have one wish for him, and that is stay injury free. And he's had injuries issues with that. And if the boy stays fit, there might be another Mahesh Naurem story at East Bengal. And those two guys, if you think with Clayton, with Borja Herrera there is an interesting potential attacking mix that East Bengal has up front.
Arnav, and with the Derby loss comes a bit of pressure. How do you think Juan Fernando will be handling this situation? Because he'll probably get some stick from fans and people around the club. But as a coach, because it's just another game for you, how does he approach this situation?
There are two things. As a coach, yes, you approach it's just another loss, and he said it in the post-match press conference. For the Mohun Bagan faithful, it is not another loss. You were used to beating your arch rivals in the last 4+ years. It had become a habit of beating East Bengal. That is gone. And we've spoken about it as well. Juan Fernando in this weird situation that he's got Antonio Habas around as technical director, a very, very successful coach in the ISL for Atletico de Kolkata and ATK. You've got Clifford Miranda now at the club as well as his understudy. And you've got a very tricky AFC Cup fixture now coming up. The pressure is huge. With this squad, you have to win things. You have to win trophies. But at the moment, Mohun Bagan to me looked like a group of individuals rather than a team. East Bengal looked to me more as a team than Mohun Bagan did.
Yeah. Anava, any missing links for you in this Mohun Bagan side? We didn't see Jason Cummings start yesterday. I think Sahal start? I don't think Sahal started. So anything else that he could possibly do with this team?
I was surprised a while back when Carl McHugh was released. I think that might be the missing part of the puzzle, because Carl McHugh in defensive midfield or even stepping in as a potential centre back for the club was very important. Pritham Kotal is another factor which is gone. I don't know if those two transfers have more harmed Mohun Bagan than they've helped in regard to allowing other players to come in, because those two were characters. Those were strong characters in the dressing room. And I think that is a factor that I think might have been missing. They are not ready in the sense of that they're not match ready per se. They need some more time. They need time to gel. And it'll be interesting to see what they do in the AFC Cup. If it's going to be something harmful to them, or can they overcome their opponents from Nepal in the coming days and move into the final round. That'll be important. The pressure is on Juan Fernando, if he likes it or not. And the pressure is huge. And he will need wins.
But Anna, was this just another sign to tell us that, you know what, Mohun Bagan are not yet at par with Mumbai City, and Mumbai City are still overwhelming favorites in the ISL at least?
To me, Mumbai City have one advantage. The squad is settled. Yes, you've lost Ahmed Jahu, you've lost Murtada Fall, but you've signed Akash Mishra. And what I'm hearing out of the Mumbai squad is Akash Mishra is behaving like he's been there for quite a while, and Akash Mishra is a quality player, so he adds quality to that. Um, Manif seems to be a good replacement. I think Noguera is stepping up. So from that perspective, Mumbai City FC are more settled at the moment, and we're talking about August 2023. Um, Mohan Bagan still needs to settle down, and I think this whole thingy about people talk in Kolkata, oh, it's a 70 crore squad and this and that and everything. Um, they are not going to get that time to settle down. I think Mumbai City did it smartly. Odisha have done it smartly to go to Thailand and prepare for the upcoming challenges of Champions League or AFC Cup and ISL after that.
Yeah.
Um, in the hustle and bustle of Kolkata, with media and fans around, I think calmly, quietly starting off and working on something is difficult. And they've got a lot of fixtures. I mean, we're talking last season about Indian football doesn't have enough matches. At the moment, you have, your Calcutta Football League, you have your Durand Cup, AFC Cup, national team commitments, and the ISL will start. This August September window is the craziest, most probably we've had in Indian football in regard to fixtures. Playing with reserves, giving playing time to the seniors, this, that, everything. The preparations have not been good, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do to try to sort out their preparations over the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, because otherwise, yeah, Mohun Bagan might be in trouble ahead of the ISL, because preseason is a very, very important thing to get players match fit, to gel. And I think they didn't look like a team yesterday. I think that's the biggest problem that Juan Fernando has, to make it a strong unit. Because last season, towards the end, they were a massive unit. They were a strong unit. They were not the best team, but they were a strong unit, and that's why they won the ISL.
Yeah. Well, Arnava, I think I have my doubts also about Mohun Bagan. I think Mumbai City are a little more settled, and like you said, they're a little more composed at the moment because they've trained with each other. They haven't brought in too many players, just a couple of signings, couple of tweaks here and there. But then here on the other side, you see loads of signings, loads of big names, and with that obviously comes a lot of pressure and media attention. So it's going to be interesting to see what Mohun Bagan end up doing once the ISL kicks off, and how they do in Asian competitions. So yeah, we'll have to wait and watch, and we'll be back for more candid football conversations. Thanks, Arnava. Like, share, and subscribe to Arun Foot and Sports Kabri, guys. We'll be back soon.
Thanks, and we'll be back soon.